G'day fellas, how you going? Welcome to the very first interview slash podcast slash discussion kind of thing that we'll be doing here on this channel. So what we're doing here is I'll be interviewing or just getting to meet up with a whole bunch of people in my travels that I do get to meet, whether they be cosplayers, streamers, just general influencers in the community who seem to have a lot to say and get up to quite a bit of stuff behind the scenes. You might see them on, billboards, you might see their pictures online, you might see them just having a chat with everybody playing games. And it might be just a good thing to see kind of what they get up to behind the camera when they're not, shooting photos, when they're not playing video games, and kind of just get under their skin and see what kind of person that they really are. And I think it might help get us to find another side of people that we see as this huge entertainer, huge model kind of person, and just see them as a real down-to-earth human beings, which we all are in the end. So in our first episode ever today, I'd like to welcome our very special guest, a good friend of mine who helped me set up this whole system. His name is Sam, also known as Elyxir. So please come on in, Sam. Give us a g'day, what have we got?
G'day fellas, how you going?
Well done, and to top it off, have this. This is our mixture of kombucha. Everyone, if you haven't tried it yet, join the clan. This is kombucha 101. Cheers.
Zesty.
You drink kombucha much, or?
What's that?
Do you drink it much?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I'd say ginger lemon's one of my favourites. It's it keeps you fresh. I gotta say, we were talking about this earlier when we went and got GYGs. Bit of a GYG fan, as probably
people might know.
That's one of my usual things I'll get with GYGs as well, actually, because before stream, bit of ginger and lemon and kombucha, you're feeling fresh, vocal cords are ready to go.
Go.
Yeah.
So, if people don't know already, Sam, or Elyxir, as his tag is a video game streamer. How's that going for you, Sam? Is it something that you do every day? Is it something that you enjoy?
It's something I was doing every day. Personally, though, I found it was a bit too much with having another job and having other businesses that I was running as well and working on too. It was something that just sort of took a bit too much mental, physical sort of energy, and also like financial. It's a lot of financial investment as well. So I've cut down to 4 streams a week as a regular sort of schedule.
And each stream, that's not just an hour or two. That's big.
No, it's like that's 6 hours. That's 6 hours per stream. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So doing those streams, you've obviously got a bit of a regular audience. They're obviously the ones that you chat to most days. Do you have like a regular audience coming back and forth, or is it people just dip in for a few hours or dip out?
I mean, look, the trouble with Twitch is always getting that sort of regular base. As much as I don't consider myself anywhere near a high level streamer at the moment, as far as the audience and everything goes, the biggest thing I love is that I will start a stream and I'll have these 10 viewers that are always there.
That's really cool.
And they are there from the start, they're there till the finish. Everything else on top of that, it's just progress. It's just new people to meet, it's new people to entertain, it's new people to bring into my community. So yeah, as long as I have that base, I'm generally pretty happy. I'll get to play games for 6 hours and entertain these guys for 6 hours, talk to them for 6 hours, and I'm happy with that. Anything on top of that, it's just it's just extra.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So have you met these guys in real life as well, like your real life friends, or you kind of just people?
I've got a couple of real life friends that do watch me, but I find people I knew before the stream that do watch me are people I just play games with.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of viewers who, like, in their downtime when we're not playing games together, they'll just be watching the stream, chatting, saying hi, seeing what games I'm playing, seeing what I'm up to, that sort of thing too. So
that's really cool.
I think the most important thing when it comes down to it is building sort of like a tight-knit community, and I'd consider most of my regulars to be friends of mine that I'd happily play games with, or meet up in real life and that sort of thing.
I mean, I've watched 1 or 2 streams and played the game once or twice, but I'm obviously not a regular, so...
He's been in the stream. He was very popular as well, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, so you don't remember when you were over?
I remember I was over.
Yeah. We did a live stream where we were quite drunk. Well, I was quite drunk. I think you were a little bit less drunk.
So when we were playing the foosball one, right?
Yeah, the foosball one. That was a foosball.
There's another one before.
There was another one before that where you were wearing a red shirt.
Okay.
That's significant because there are people in my chat that still ask for Red Shirt Guy. When is the return of Red Shirt Guy? When is he coming back?
Oh dear, I can't remember what were we doing that one? So the foosball that was quite memorable.
I don't
right?
even remember what we were doing that one.
But,
No, the foosball one was. The foosball one was ridiculous. I watched a clip back of that because I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
And it was a 15-minute stream or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just me drunkenly writing names and drunkenly playing.
It was like big
foosball
dicks
with-
against small dicks.
Yeah, big dicks
I
against
remember
small
that.
dicks, and I think it was a stream team of myself and Big Bad Wolfie, now known as Big Bayer Wolf, actually won it. Actually won the whole. I don't remember winning, but apparently we did. So yeah.
But on your team, big dicks, so.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So, how did you actually get into streaming in the first place? Because it's not something that's been around since we were kids. We just played games on the Nintendo, and it's something that's popped up in the last 10 years or so. Is that
I'd say so. I mean, as far as the big streamers go, you're talking some of them have been streaming probably consistently for like eight or so years. That's like some of the bigger, higher tier streamers. So it is relatively recent. I've been taking streaming seriously probably for about a year. I've been in it for maybe like two. I would have got into it earlier for sure, but Australian internet is a killer. And where I was living at the time, I could not stream. I could barely play games, let alone stream.
You basically moved into a place like this, so you don't.
I picked this house for the NBN fiber to the premises connection.
Okay.
I picked this house for it.
So I haven't had any problems since you moved into this place?
No, there's been occasional outages, but it's nothing that is
too significant.
Too significant, yeah. So, so I'd say got into it about 2 years ago, started taking it seriously about a year ago. Recently, though, is when I've really sort of kicked into high gear, done a complete rebrand, worked on all my social media and everything like that too, got a consistent schedule, and actually have some big plans set in place for everything too. So, I'd say a year that I've sort of been taking it seriously, but this year is like the year that you want to make it. Yeah, that I really want to make it. Yeah.
So in terms of stream, what does it actually require to be able to get to that that full-time status? Because I know some guys do it as a full-time job, 5 days a week. It's their income. That's the only job they have. So what's kind of needed in terms of fan base or numbers, I guess.
As far as some of the bigger dogs go, they've been at it for years and years and years. Now, with those guys, they're not just supplementing their income where they can do it as a full-time job. These guys are making millions a year. Some of these big dogs. And what that is mainly dependent on the whole consistent factor of streaming, the whole consistent income is from subscribers. So basically the way subscriber works, you decide which tier you want, whether it's tier 1, 2 or 3 to the channel that you're subscribing to. Different to YouTube subscribers, by the way. Subscribe is just a follow essentially on YouTube. And basically what will happen, you'll pay $5 a month or $10 a month or $25 a month to that streamer dependent on what tier you choose. And the streamer gets a portion of that. They don't get the whole
Twitch obviously takes a cut.
Twitch obviously takes a cut. Okay. Yeah, that's how they make their money. It's the basically the I guess the crowdfunding model essentially.
Yeah, so they don't get any...
similar to like Patreon. As far as relating it back to cosplay, it's a very similar model to a Patreon.
So they don't really... Do they get something in return, or just like, I really like you as a streamer, as a person, look, have some of my money, I'd like to help you.
Yeah, so, a lot of the time it just comes from that point, right? Where it's just like, I want to support you because essentially as a streamer, what you are providing is free entertainment.
Okay.
Anyone can watch you. Anyone can watch you whenever they like. They could tune in. The only thing they might have to deal with is ads, but most people have ad blockers these days, right? True. So it's not even that big of a deal.
So it's all that interactive side of things that gets you wanting to support this person.
For sure.
Watching a TV show or something.
Yeah, either they're really good at the game. You can tell they've worked really hard at being that good at the game. They provide you that entertainment for being so good at the game. Subscribe. Personality is another one where hey, they might not be that great at the game, but you really like them as a person, you really like them as an entertainer. Again, they make you happy, they provide you this entertainment, why not give them some money?
Yeah.
The perfect combination is obviously having a personality that people love while also being really good at games. So it's a nice little thing to have.
So where do you sit? Are you more of the I'm really good at games fellas, and
I'd say I'm more of a personality streamer, more entertainment, more a little bit of spice to keep things interesting. But I consider myself quite good at games. I wouldn't say I'm bad at video games at all, and I'm definitely interested in being better and better and better and involving myself in esports and competitive gaming and all that sort of stuff too. That's one of my biggest focuses, I'd say. with the model, it's mainly based off subs. There's obviously things like PayPal donations as well.
That's just like one-off
things, and donation, you donate, you get to add a little message most of the time and a notification. You might be able to request a song or a video with it that the streamer plays.
That's cool, actually.
Which is nice. So it incentivizes it. And then with what you were saying about, as a sub, are you just supporting this streamer? You also get exclusive emotes. So, for example, a tier 1 sub on my channel will get what's called an Elyxirgasm, which is basically my version of the Craigasm emote, which is, as you can tell by the Gasm name, kind of a little bit lewd.
So these are emotes that you've created yourself?
I've created myself, that people can not only use on my channel, but across every channel on Twitch as well.
Okay.
So that's the appeal. You get an emote. You get to support the streamer. You also get ad-free viewing of the channel.
True.
As well. On top of that, it also allows things that the streamer can dictate. So things like exclusive roles in the subscriber Discord, or get to play sub games with the streamer. When sub chat mode is on, you get to still chat. That sort of thing. Yeah, so it's like an exclusive club sort of thing that you get as well. Yeah. I know a lot of big streamers make it very exclusive, because if they've got 50,000 viewers watching, there's going to be some plebs, as they call them, in the chat that are just going to be spamming memes.
Yeah.
And they turn on sub chat when it gets a little bit, cancerous.
A bit rowdy,
a little bit rowdy. And so that's another thing with like subscribing too, that you do get to be part of an exclusive club. But I know most streamers try not to make it too exclusive, where they make the people who haven't paid them money feel bad.
About it,
Yeah, and it's because that shouldn't be the case.
So in terms of like the Elyxir brand, firstly, where does the name Elyxir come from? That's obviously something that's iconic to you.
So initially, you can't obviously see it all over there, but I've got some music stuff going on.
Got quite a bit. Keyboards there, guitars there, some
DJ set up over there as well. I was a DJ and a producer back in the day. DJ was what I made a little bit of income through, and then producer was just something that I was working on. I wanted to be a full-time producer. That's what I started out with. I needed a name, and I went through some really shitty ones.
What else you got? You can remember them, surely. 'Cause I think everyone remembers bad things like that. Like your first email address.
I think it was like, it would be like DJ Elements or something.
DJ Elements
or
with a Z.
With a Z as well. Yeah, with a Z. And then there was some other ones that were just bit cheesy. I mean, like, what was another one? God.
You can share them here. We're not gonna hit you too hard with the flashbacks.
There was another one I used that I saw a song that I'd made the other day, and it was like a throwback on Facebook, and I was like, why was I using that name? What the hell is wrong with me? It's going to annoy me now, but the biggest one would have been like DJ Elements. I think like, God, what else was there? I can't think of anything else.
No, that's right. But you eventually landed at Elyxir.
Yeah, eventually got into Elyxir. And then there was already a couple of Elixir, obviously traditional spelling of Elyxir. And I thought I'd spice it up a little bit, add a Y in it. Looks a little bit nicer too, I think. Yeah, it's a bit more interesting. So I was going under Elyxir for my production and my DJing and that sort of thing too.
DJ Elements to DJ Elyxir, is that how it went?
Yeah, essentially. But I kept it just Elyxir.
Elyxir.
Yeah. And there wasn't really much meaning behind it. I guess it was just like the whole concept of like, I think I was playing like games like League of Legends and stuff at the time too. Yeah. You had like Elixirs in there, and you had like World of Warcraft that had those sort of games that had elixirs in the game as well. And
Now, I guess something like this, it's probably just be like anything else you're trying to create as a brand, where obviously each day you're playing games, you're having a bit of fun with it, but obviously there'd be some hard slogs in there where you don't feel like doing it, or some days it's just you don't feel quite up to it.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest challenge, if anyone is getting into streaming, the one thing that I feel like I had an epiphany a while ago about this, and then I had it one again recently, where I realized, I'm not actually enjoying this.
Okay.
And I think if you get to the point where you're not actually enjoying it, change it up. Or just take a bit of time off, reset, just go, yeah, cool, this is why you're doing it in the first place. If you get in the mindset of you are playing games as a job, the games are no longer enjoyable, you are no longer enjoyable. It's not an enjoyable experience for anyone, myself, the viewers, anyone. So I think the biggest thing was just sort of making sure I'm doing it out of a place of passion and
Purpose.
enjoyment and purpose as well, but not getting too caught up on the purpose, not getting too caught up on the goals, because say I have a stream where I'm getting like 5 viewers, I get no followers or no subs, and I've streamed for 6 hours.
That sounds rough.
It sounds rough, right? But in that same time, I got to play games for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And for the people that were in the chat, I got to have a chat with them. I got to talk and communicate and build a community with people I would have never ever met in my life. Yeah. So one thing I've started doing as well to sort of counteract the feeling of like, oh, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Is get rid of your view account. Don't have your view account visible to yourself when you're streaming.
It's not a bad way of looking at it.
Stream every single stream I do is the same as if I had 1,000 viewers or 5 viewers, because I don't know the view account.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there and go, oh, there's no point in putting energy because there's only 5 viewers here.
Obviously, sometimes, particularly for people doing social media stuff, like in a cosplay, for example, they might put up a work in progress picture, which is obviously an unfinished costume, gets maybe 5 or 10 likes, and then the finished product gets 100, 200 likes, depending on the scale of things.
Yeah, for sure.
And obviously someone's like, oh, look, this costume I put X amount of hours into, only got this many likes, and this bikini costume I did, got 10 times that because of what it's like. So
yeah. I mean, because to sort of like translate that across into the streaming element, it does work. It does work across both platforms. This sort of I guess mindset as well is that. My idea is that I'm setting myself up for success by turning off my view account, by streaming the same way as I would for 1,000 viewers as I am for 5
viewers, yeah.
Right? I'm basically going, I will be the same streamer, same entertainer, same person when I've made it as well.
Yeah.
So these people who are consistent viewers and I'm building my community with, that are watching me for me and my content, aren't going to feel sort of, I guess sort of disconnected once I sort of make it. He's a different person now. And I think one of the things too is no one ever started with 1,000 viewers.
100%.
These guys like Ninja, like Shroud, who are like the top echelon of Twitch, making millions of dollars a month sort of thing, right? Yeah. They've been at it for 7 to 8 years, grinding.
Yeah.
And these are guys who play every day, every single day. And these were guys who were pro players in certain games. Like Ninja was pro in Halo for a little bit. Shroud was a pro CSGO player for Cloud9 and everything like that. And taking into account like their accolades and the work they've put in, the years that they've put in, right? You can't expect to get into streaming and have that achieved in a couple of months.
100%.
Especially without their background and their sort of, previous sort of accolades and claims to fame and everything like that too. Like I said, it's something that worked really, really hard for.
In that regard too, you probably carry that message across to, I guess, anything that you really want to try and do. For example, people who, they see, cosplay is a good example, or even YouTube, they say, look, I really want to get into it, and then they, make a few videos, they make a few costumes. Some people, obviously, for whatever reason, maybe they're just blessed with the genetic lottery, whatever it might be, or maybe they just had some really good exposure with some friends who were quite up the chain already. Yeah. They obviously get that head start quite easily, but obviously for the people who don't have that, the start's not quite as quick. Yeah,
I mean, I think one thing to always bear in mind, because this definitely comes back to the sort of drama that's been in the community for the past couple of years when it comes to Twitch, is this idea of girls having it easier, or this idea of sort of sex appeal and that sort of thing, giving you a leg up. And I think the one thing to bear in mind with that is that is your content the same content as theirs? Yeah. If it isn't, are their viewers going to watch you anyway? That's one of the biggest things, I think, because I've been salty about that sort of situation before, where I've had a friend of mine who start their sort of stream up, and then they might know someone, and they get quite a lot of hosts and sort of promo through them, or they're really attractive or whatever else, and I think it's unfortunate, that whole situation, right? Because the biggest target of this sort of saltiness about it and toxicity when it comes to it is women on the platform, right? Female streamers. You've got the whole idea of these Twitch thoughts, and that's but again, it comes back to the same thing. 90% of the platform, roughly, I don't have the exact numbers, is male viewership, right? And if those guys are going to be watching, you know, low cut tops, you know, attractive women with a bit of sex appeal, that sort of thing, are they going to be interested in my content anyway? You know, is that detracting from what I'm doing? If not, then why would that affect me?
Yeah.
So I think one thing to always bear in mind is just, is this undermining your content? Is this detracting from your content? If it isn't, why are you salty?
Yeah.
And then you can sit there and go, I'm salty purely because they're doing better than me. They're making more money than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I get the frustrations though with that situation, because it kind of comes across as this person's putting in less effort than me.
Yeah.
This person's providing lower quality content than I am, yet they're making more money. But again, you kind of need to take a step back and just go, that audience isn't my audience anyway. I should not be worried about them having 300 viewers. But it's not gonna go away.
Yeah.
It isn't.
That just seems to be the climate for just about anything on the internet these days, isn't it? Because just sex sells, and it doesn't matter if it's in streaming, if it's in cosplay.
Yeah.
In cosplay in particular, it's a given as well. If you're an attractive female, you're obviously going to have a lot more attention, a lot more viewers than you are as a male in any regard. It doesn't really matter how the things are. That's just kind of how the climate is.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing that like these people need to understand as well, when it comes to Twitch as a platform, right? As much as you can complain about, these sexy
Ladies.
streamers and everything like that. And that's the issue, right, as well, because I mean, there's a lot of girls out there who are like really good at games and are really enjoyable to watch because they're good at games and they're great entertainers as well. I think they're the only ones who actually can have some serious gripe about it too. Not to sort of derail the conversation a little bit, but I saw a Twitch clip a while back of an IRL streamer, or just chatting streamer now is what they're called. And what she does is she just chats, she watches videos, like talks about things with her
audience,
and everything like that, and she seems like she's got some quality content, like she's got something to, like quite a bit of like substance to offer to it all, right? And she had a massive rant about her career and how it's viewed from the outside, because she would tell friends and family that she's a Just Chatting or an IRL streamer.
Yeah.
They'd go and check it, and at the top there would just be, I guess, just this sort of low tier squats for subs, low cut top, that sort of thing. And again, it's a negative association to her. And I guess when it comes to her content, because she's a girl in the IRL section, that there's an overflow effect.
Yeah.
The guys who are watching, some of these girls that are doing the sexy content, when that person finishes, they go and find others, and maybe they do the same sleazy donations and same sleazy comments in the chat that usually flies in the other chat, but it doesn't fly.
Yeah.
These girls are not just sex objects, and I think that's one of the issues too. And then one of the issues too is just the audience overall on Twitch. You got a lot of under 18.
That's true.
Viewers as well. That's without detracting from Fortnite streamers. That's what's propping up a lot of the Fortnite hype, which is fine.
Yeah.
And they've got their mum's credit card, or they've got their mum's Prime account with their Twitch Prime sub. And they can go and subscribe or donate or like troll these kiddie streamers or whatever else. And I think that's the issue when that sort of content's on a platform that also caters to family-friendly content. And there's not much of a disconnect between the two. There's sort of a thing that goes, oh, this channel's indicated for mature audiences, and you click, okay, got it. And then you're in.
Yeah. I guess that's the kind of thing that people, I guess, haven't really thought about too in some regard. And like you said, the audience there is majority male. Yeah. There's quite a large fan base which is under 18.
Yeah.
And so the things that would cater to that kind of audience is, like I said, mostly either attract female streamers or something which they could throw money at, and they'll do whatever they want for the camera.
Yeah, I think, like I said, the biggest issue there is that you shouldn't hold it against these girls who are doing those sort of streams, because there's a platform there. There's money to be made.
Yeah.
You can't hold it against them. What it needs to come down to is, does Twitch want to be a gaming platform that can be, sort of kid friendly and that sort of thing as well, or do they want to allow the sort of stuff that's going on in the just chatting section with the the sexy girl streamers and that sort of stuff too, and then also the really controversial like live streamers, so in real life streamers that are going around and being public nuisances, harassing people in public, doing pranks on people in public, that sort of thing too. It's like this sort of issue there where, like, you can't be mad at the streamers who are selling sex when you've also got streamers who are selling drama and controversy and just
being a general nuisance in general.
Being a general nuisance as well. Like, so it's a tough one, man. And yeah, I think the biggest thing to sort of take away from it is try your best to not hold it against the individual streamers. They are just there to fill a market that exists for a reason. It's something that sex and drama sells. So
it's obviously not. You're selling a bit of sex appeal here, Sam. Let's be real, but but stick to your guns and just keep working on it, I guess is.
Yeah.
Sorry
to go on a bit of a.
No, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Streaming is obviously heavily video game focused, especially on Twitch. What's your onion on people doing cosplay streams in particular? I know it's not the biggest market for it, as opposed to people doing video games, but do you know any cosplayers that do streaming, or have you watched any cosplay streams yourself, or do you think there is a market for it?
No, I think 100% there is a market. What I would like to see more of is not just a sort of, I'm playing games in this cosplay, because like as much as that's can be good content and everything like that too, I don't think it's pushing the envelope as much. It's not something that's really doing anything new.
Yeah.
I think what I like is the crafting streams, or the watch us do our photo shoot sort of thing. And then what it is on top of sort of the behind the scenes of your favorite cosplayers, it's also, hey, here's a tutorial on to get better lighting in your photography. Here's a tutorial on how to craft this, craft that sort of thing too. And I like that because there's a lot of work involved. There's a lot of potential for like audience engagement, questions and everything like that too. It does provide a similar thing to what you're doing here, where you've got this sort of behind the final product sort of thing, where you may have a really good photo of somebody's cosplay, but you don't know the work that went into it. I like that. I like that aspect.
So if you were to kind of compare, because Twitch is obviously a platform in which it's lots of live streaming, you get to see people do things as they're happening. Whereas YouTube is, they do have some kind of live functions as well, but morely, you can argue that it's, you make the video, you upload it, and then people kind of comment on it after it's done. So, say a platform like Twitch, where people could do tutorials on things, or they could show off behind the scenes of how costumes made, or photo shoots, whatever it might be. What would you say would be kind of like the benefits or the drawbacks of using either Twitch or YouTube like as a video platform, just from what you can see?
I think for me personally, what I see them as is sort of hand in hand, right?
Okay.
What I've realized as a Twitch streamer is that this is actually funny that we're talking about it, because they've just changed it recently. But when they got rid of the community aspect of Twitch, right, where you used to be able to be part of a streaming community, and people could find you, related people within that community, it sort of seemed like they didn't care about supporting small streamers as much and giving them the exposure. Right?
Okay.
So it was very hard to be found, right down the bottom there. Because are people going to scroll down past all these people just to get to you?
Few ones see it's popular.
Yeah, and there was the occasional thing where you might get boosted to the front page for some reason. But what they've done now is that they've added a support small streamers sort of tab on the front page, where you can find new people. But the reason why I mention all this is because with Twitch, a lot of people say, don't build your audience on Twitch. primarily. Build it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, that sort of
So you
thing.
kind of have to go through other channels to
Yeah,
build your audience.
yeah. I think YouTube's one of the bigger ones, and that's why streamers have highlight videos on YouTube. You know,
Okay.
Ninja, Shroud, those big streamers have a video editor who at the end of each stream puts together a video, uploads it, boom. People can go watch a highlight of their stream, and they go, "Sweet, I'd love to watch this guy live." Go and follow and watch him live.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think they work hand in hand. And then if you're a YouTube live streamer, obviously you're going to be doing YouTube highlight videos too, obviously. So, I think streaming and YouTube definitely can just work perfectly.
Work hand in hand.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, you said you wanted to this year kind of make it your year, make it your year in which you want to make streaming more of your focus rather than any other kind of side projects you're doing.
Yeah.
What kind of things do you kind of have in mind this year, if that's the case, to
build
that audience and so on?
Cool.
Go on YouTube or...
Yeah, so one of the big things that I have actually been talking about for about a month or so is I want to do a big stream. I don't know how many hours it's going to be, but it'll literally just be get as many of my regular viewers and subs and everything in there as possible. And what we do is we just go through our favourite clips of the past year.
That's
so
cool.
Clips are basically, you can press the clip button while you're watching a video live. It'll clip the last 30 seconds, or you can edit a clip to be up to a minute. So we go through my clips, my most popular ones. We go, yep, those are awesome. And as a community, we build my first highlight video.
Oh, that's really cool, yeah.
So that's one of the big things I want to do, purely just from a reflect on all the good times, and also like a sort of promotional aspect, so people know what I have to offer as an entertainer.
Okay.
So that's one thing I want to do. Another thing is fitness programs on Twitch. They're a sort of niche market at the moment, but I've been talking about it for a while. I want to be doing fitness streams where I run people through a workout, right? They can learn things along the way.
It used to be a personal trainer.
Yeah, it used to be a personal trainer. Yeah, exactly. So for me, I have a lot of this, knowledge that I haven't used in years, and I think I've realised that I want to be using it.
Yeah.
And I give out fitness advice and health advice on my stream anyway. Sometimes people will ask, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, this, and this. So I'd love to actually make it a dedicated program, a regular series. It adds more value to the subs too, because I'd love to do just a special where subs can just ask specific questions, and I can help them a bit more, because they're paying that money a month. It's something where I do want to give them a little bit extra.
That's really cool, yeah.
So fitness streams as well, and then music streams, obviously, with all the keyboards and guitars and everything around there. I've done a couple of intermittent ones, but I want to get back into doing production streams, DJing, like live performances, that sort of stuff too. And then on top of that as well, this is going to be a long list.
That's cool, yeah.
Because my issue is I got a lot of interests and passions. And then coffee streams, I've done a couple of those already, but I want to make it a bit more consistent.
Coffee made me earlier was...
Yeah, good. We did a drip brew.
Drip brew.
Yeah,
it's cold iced coffee. I've never had it.
Hario V60, so the Japanese style is good. Very good.
I don't even know what it is, but it tastes immaculate. I've never had a bitter coffee before.
Yeah.
Without the sugar, with all the toppings on top. But
yeah.
The best bitter top coffee I've had, so let's do it again.
Beautiful. So, coffee streams, that's just sort of try some new blends, try some different methods, and get people involved in sort of the art and the science and everything of coffee, and showcase one of my other passions as well. And then travel streaming, I've got a Japan trip planned again. I've already done a couple of travel streams in Japan. I just want to have a solid week or so of just some really cool, just in-depth, just fun travel streams while I'm over there, and
should be real fun.
Yeah, exactly. And then I just want to stick to my regular gaming schedule on top of that too, where it's just people can, come 4 times a week and go, yeah, cool, this guy's playing this game.
Exciting. Join in, have fun.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
Yeah,
hell yeah. Sure. Twitch, or just being a streamer in general, I know a lot of people do it for fun, just with the number of streams that you do see out there. And then some people like yourself obviously take it to the next level. You want to be a bit more serious about it. You want to see how far you can take it. Obviously, it is going to take a lot of hustle, a lot of grinds, a lot of commitment. To you, obviously, it's a possibility. I say a very strong possibility, just with how hard you're working at it. But if you were to talk realistically for people who are just starting out, or they're just doing it for fun, and they want to have second thoughts about like, oh, look, I don't know, I kind of want to take it seriously. How much work is it to put in, and how viable do you think it actually is for someone who actually wants to do it?
With the sort of struggle
with the current climate anyway,
Yeah, with the current climate and the struggle I've had over the past year, I don't think it's an overly viable.
Okay.
It's not something that is overly viable. You do have a really steep sort of climb,
Yeah.
and this sort of output versus input is going to kill you for a while.
So
you're going to sit there going, I just did a 6-hour stream, and that's, was 6 hours of energy and work and production value and everything like that, depending on obviously what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I got 1 follower. But that's the thing you need to sort of like switch off from. You need to do it from a point of passion rather than a point of, I am doing this purely to reach my goal.
Yeah.
Because goals are great, right? But streaming will beat you down. It will, I'm telling you, because you're sitting there watching these big streamers making millions and millions of dollars and think to yourself, I do the same content. Like, I'm just as good at games, or I'm just as entertaining. But you need to understand where they're coming from as well with that. Like I said, years and years of experience as well. And like I said, these guys that are at the top, they're streaming for 8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
They're not. These guys at the top are not sort of a cop out going, oh, I can just play games a few hours a night and make the same money that I'd make at a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
No, it's a 9-to-5 job plus also weekends as well, because weekends are your biggest viewing hours.
Yeah, that's when everyone's streaming most of the time. So
yeah, exactly. So I think being completely realistic about it, because I'm very, very positive and self-confident and everything like that as well.
Yeah.
I'm 100% going to make it, but it's not going to be without excruciating just effort and just time and all that sort of stuff.
It's one of those things,
Yeah.
I think, it's something I've talked in one of my videos before, about motivation. And to be motivated for something, you really have to be disciplined. Like, even if it's hard, you've got to remember, look, I'm going to do it 9 to 5. I'm going to do it every weeknight that you do, and sometimes the weekend. And even if you don't feel like it, you're going to keep grinding it out anyway.
Yeah.
But even during that, you start to question, why am I doing it? And the whole thing behind it is you've got your passion and your purpose behind it. You remember why you're doing it, you remember why you love it, and for the most part, that's why you keep doing it more than anything else.
No, for sure. And that's why I'm so just like, I've had a lot of people in my chat come in and be like, hey man, can you sort of give me some advice on setting up? And I'll be like, hey, look, one thing to keep in mind is that you're not going to make it anytime soon. And it sounds harsh, but you're not. Like, people don't do that unless the only time you sort of see it happen is somebody is at the center of a giant controversy, at some drama, and then they just blow up, and that's potluck sort of stuff, and that's something you can maybe orchestrate and sort of artificially do and manufacture, but then are you going to be the guy who's known for the controversy, or are you going to be someone who's actually a good entertainer who has worked years and years on honing their sort of craft, I guess, without sounding too pretentious?
No, that's fair.
It is technically a craft. You are an entertainer, right? So yeah, I think go into it. If anyone out there is wanting to be a streamer, go into it expecting to spend a lot of time, grind.
That's the best thing I think about being in the position you're in, where you're on your way to the top, but you're not quite there. You can say, look, this is the groundwork I've put in. This is how much time and effort, but this is how far I've made it.
Yeah.
This is only how far I've made it, and obviously you can give them the flat truth, which is, look, this is how hard it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm happy to give you advice.
Yeah.
But this is what to expect.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go through that, just reconsider what you're wanting to do with yourself, and see if it's really what you want to put your money down for.
And I keep saying it over and over again, but just make sure it comes from a point of passion rather than a point of, I want to live my life making money from playing video games. Because you will lose that passion, and you will turn video games into a job, and you'll hate it, and you can only put that up for so long. You can only put up that sort of fast for so long, that character, and it's not going to be worth it for you or the viewers, and especially from like a mental sort of perspective, mental health perspective, man. If you are spending 6 hours a day being somebody completely different, pretending to be happy,
you're not going to like it.
No. Yeah, so I think that's the biggest thing, man. That just make sure it's from a point of passion.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will be very disheartened.
Good advice to take on board.
Yeah. Good harsh, but yeah.
Then you've obviously got heaps of other interests, which is like music, you like making coffee, fitness, obviously. Cosplay. I've obviously seen you've done some cosplays before.
Yeah.
Is that something that you see yourself popping back onto the radar as well? Or?
I took a little bit of a break, I'd say. I think just with streaming and everything like that, I think I built my audience on Facebook, which is quite small. I think it's like 600 people I've got on Facebook. That was actually from cosplay. That was from doing cosplay. That was from doing photography, that sort of stuff as well. And then I noticed with my transition to streamer and everything, I actually haven't been building as much off that. Because obviously the audience initially was for cosplay. Cosplay is never something I lost interest in completely though. So I do have a couple of plans this year to do a few more of my own cosplays, and then throw myself a bit more into doing cosplay photography because I've done a couple of shoots already just at cons, and then for like some Patreon content as well, that sort of thing too.
That's
so
cool.
That's what I want to throw myself into. Do a couple more cosplays this year, and then just become a better cosplay photographer and do that a bit more consistently.
Just as a general interest kind of thing.
Yeah, general interest. For me, the cosplay would sort of just be an addition to what I'm offering as like a content creator already, you know, and again that's going to be something that's, you know, I want to be those characters. That's why I was interested in cosplay in the first place. Like, it's kind of really cool to be those characters. It'd be cool to you know, walk around, have people be like, hey, cool, you're that guy, and they'll be dressed up from the same anime. And everybody will be like, oh, cool, and we'll get like group photos. That's like the the fun sort of passionate aspect of cosplay, and that's my main driving force behind it. I think I don't want to be a professional cosplayer. I don't want that to be my income, but if I've got the time, throw it in there because I enjoy
something to do on the side. Exactly. It's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
The main part everyone should be doing any of this in the first place, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
That being said, has anybody, I guess, as a content creator, as an entertainer, have you had any experiences where someone's come up to you before and was like, oh my god, that's Elyxir, my favourite streamer, my favourite cosplayer? Have you had any moments like that before?
I have had a couple of genuine moments, but I find most of the moments are from people I know online, who I'll finally meet in person.
Oh wow,
and I make a big deal out of it just to take the piss. And so that's happened a lot. That does happen. But no, there's been a couple when I went to PAX. There was a couple of people like Elyxir, and I was like, who are you? Because obviously I've never seen your face, and they're like, oh, it's me. I'm in your channel all the time. I'm like, bro, what's up? So that's been cool. That's a couple of occasions. I am definitely not big enough for it to be a regular occurrence by any means whatsoever. Most of the time, like I said, it is people who know me online taking the piss.
Yeah. No, that's fair
Which
enough.
is, nothing like a good bit of banter, hey?
That's what you're all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, also with the streaming thing, you also, obviously, you're streaming quite regularly. Do you find time to just watch other people's streams? Do you find that's a source of inspiration, or just like doing it to like supporting them yourself, or?
Personally, I watch streams instead of any other entertainment. I come home from work or whatever else, and I'll chuck on a stream.
Just something interesting to
something
do.
Interesting, yeah. And these guys will be the big streamers. These aren't people that I know or am interacting with, or I'm there to like support them. It's just because I really like their content, you know. But what I always do is I've got some incredible people in the like Twitch community that support my stream a hell of a lot, who are streamers themselves. Other than just going along and enjoying chatting to them and their content and everything like that, I go in there because they are just wonderful people who deserve to have that support back as well. I feel like there's a lot of that in the community, which is great. It's not a matter of like, just follow for follow sort of hollow rubbish. It's more along the lines of, hey, I like what you do, I'm going to support you. And then I go, whoa, cool, you're a streamer too. I'll come along and support your stuff. I like what you do. If I had someone come along and support my stream, right, and I wanted to support them back, I went and watched their content, I hated it, I'd find it difficult to be like, oh, maybe I'll just keep him, I want to keep him, interested in coming along and helping me out with my stream. I feel like that's a little bit shallow, it's kind of hollow. I don't like that whole superficial thing, but I've definitely made some really, really good mates who are streamers who I will like support, forever, basically. As long as we're streaming and on the grind together and everything like that, I'll be hosting them, I'll be subbing to them, I'll be, promoting their stream and playing games with them and that sort of stuff too. So, yeah.
Obviously, getting together with streamers, or as cosplayers do too, they like to do lots of collabs.
Yeah.
Is that something that lots of streamers do as well? Like you
Yeah.
stream with other streamers at the same time?
I mean, biggest thing is basically you find another streamer who is plays the same sort of content, but plays the same sort of games. You basically just jump in one of the others, Discord channels, and then you just play games together.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of like you're advertising it as a dual stream or whatever else. It's just you play games with this guy, and he plays games with you, and if anyone asks, they go, oh, this is this guy I'm playing with this guy, whatever else, and they can check out the stream. Another one is that you can run multi-Twitch, which is a little HTML application which basically allows viewers to watch both streams at the same time, both cats at the same time, and you can run a multi-stream.
Okay.
So what's cool about that is you can stream with them while promoting their content and your content, their chat, your chat, that sort of thing. So that's a good way to do it as well.
Cool. So just one final thing is, as a streamer, as an entertainer, you've obviously had some kind of embarrassing moments. What's probably your most embarrassing story that you can tell us?
As a streamer,
no judgment, just pure entertainment.
Look, to be fair, as a streamer, I don't really have anything that like stands out too much.
You obviously have to have this professional image. You have to.
Yeah, I think I've done pretty well. I've had some embarrassing moments on stream, but nothing that makes for a good story. Something that makes for good clips. I'm sure I've got some really embarrassing clips.
We'll watch that in the Elyxir highlight reel when it comes out.
Do you want a in real life embarrassing story?
Yeah, look, in real life, the best embarrassing story you can think of.
Okay, all right.
Mate, give us a laugh.
Alright, I'll give you a laugh. Alright, so. Alright, I was in grade 5. Grade 5, I think. So, I don't know what age that would have been.
Fresh young Sam with
it's
a little bit less facial hair.
A little bit less facial hair, not as much hair on the top as well. I was at a private school, so you can imagine it was very well trimmed and everything like
very
that.
prim and proper.
So, yeah, prim proper and everything like that. Yeah. Now, I went to a friend's birthday party and we went to Laser Skirmish, and I loved Laser Skirmish. We used to go there all the time. It's great. It was this Laser Skirmish was set at a school on a weekend.
Okay.
So they basically took over the school for the weekend, Laser Skirmish. And so I was playing with my mates, and I remember when we first started, I really, really needed to take a leak before we went, but I was like, whatever, no, let's get into it. Like I said, I love Laser Skirmish, man. I was like keen. I was in the full camo and everything too. Now, with the camo, they were these big like one-piece jumpsuits that you'd zip up to the top and everything.
Yeah.
So a pain to get on and everything like that too. And I remember we were really into the game and everything. And a mate of mine who I was with actually went to the school, and we were playing together. And so he had moved to my school afterwards, but he had been to the school previously.
Okay.
And so we're going around and we're shooting people. It's all going good. I'm happy. It's great. I was like, I really, really need to take a leak, like so badly, like so badly. And there is like kids I don't even know just running around. There's like other people running around. I'm like, I'm not taking a piss just out in the open air.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do that. And so I asked him like, oh, where's the nearest bathroom? Like, where's the nearest bathroom? And he was just this like typical like English Essex boy who just loved a bit of banter, loved taking the piss. And he chose that moment to just absolutely, excuse the pun, take the piss. So he basically led me around the school, just going like, "Oh, well, it's not here. It's not here." I was just like, "Are you?" I need a piss so bad. I refused to do it because I knew the moment I take it out, go take a piss, pull the whole jumpsuit down, right, to take a piss, some little kid and his parent would walk past, and I'd be, Anyway, so eventually he finally shows me the bathroom, and I'm just bursting at this point. I run to get there. I get in. It's a painful door. It's annoying. I'm trying to rip the jumpsuit off. As I'm pulling the jumpsuit down and about to get out, it just starts going.
Oh no!
It just starts going.
So it goes all over yourself.
It goes not on myself. It just went through the jumpsuit that was a hire from the Laser Skirmish company.
Yeah.
And I finally got it out like halfway through and finish it off, and the rest doesn't go on the jumpsuit. But I've got just this,
And what happens? You had to take it back to them eventually, and you said, "Oh."
Yeah, so I went back. I went out and told my mate what had happened, and he was like, "Oh shit." Honestly, he should have felt more bad than he looked. Like, he didn't feel that bad. He should have felt worse about that situation, but he didn't. And then so we went back, and I had to change over jumpsuits, hand that one in. But obviously it was over like my underwear and stuff too, and I didn't have any spare underwear, so I think I just didn't really play much of the rest of the game. And then I got crammed into a car with 4 of the other guys I'd gone there with for the birthday party.
Wet pants.
Yeah.
Oh, good Aaron. And look where it brought you today. Now you're shooting up fellas on Call of Duty and CSGO.
That's it, yeah, all that laser skirmish practice, man.
That's really embedded into what it was.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for helping us out with today, Sam.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Any last words of, I guess, advice, any inspirational things you can tell people who wants to try streaming? I guess that's probably that's your field.
Yeah, okay. Streaming. Go into it. Like I said, as a passion project, something you enjoy, something you know is going to make you happy. You want to make friends. You want to have a good time playing games with friends. Do it that way. Keep that mentality the whole way. Speaking of mentality, there is one thing I always say.
Here we go.
And it's PMA. Okay, you know what PMA.
I know it is. PMA.
PMA.
Positive mental attitude.
Positive mental attitude. Okay, positive mental attitude. Right? I got given this buzzer recently for when I get salty or toxic.
It says think positive.
Think positive. What do? Hit it harder.
I am calm and zen-like.
Zen-like.
Well
all right? Positive mental attitude. Everything you do, stay positive, man. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay.
It's good.
You get salty in a game? Fuck it. It's just a game.
Just a game.
Just a fucking game.
Well
just
done.
move on. Anyway, yeah. Stay positive. Stay positive. It's all going to work out. We're all going to make it.
Well done. Thanks, Sam. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in another video very soon.
All right.
Bye. Forgot to mention, if you're interested, check out Sam's stuff on his Twitch, his Instagram. What else are you using? Elyxir. All down below. Links all down below. Instagram, Twitch.
Yeah.
Check him out.
So there's a couple of underscores here and there. Basically, handles get taken, so I had to add an underscore. Underrated, understated, underscored, I always say. Yeah. Cool. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Tumblr now. I set up a Tumblr today for some reason. So,
what
YouTube as well. YouTube too.
What nights do you stream?
I stream Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Saturday consistently with a random sporadic cooking, coffee, fitness, IRL sort of streams throughout the week, however I'm feeling, you know?
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Links down below. Check him out.
Elyxir merch soon too.
Catch him. Buy it.
Boom, 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 boom.